Hello and welcome to Speak Easy with Cheryl and Catina. I'm Cheryl,
And I'm Catina.
and tonight we are discussing binge-worthy, in our opinion anyway, binge-worthy movies or TV series or shows. Um, so if you have any of your own that you want to talk about, please let us know in the comments. Um, Before we get into that, how has your week been, Tina?
Pretty good. The weather here in Baltimore has been crazy.
Same here.
Snow, then ice. Oh
Today, actually, we dealing with like a yesterday we had an ice storm.
wow.
Not as bad as it was last year. We had one last year too, but
Okay.
this one was
Yeah.
mild compared to that. But and now it's just raining out, so all of the luckily the ice is melting now. So
Oh, good. Because that can
yeah.
be scary. Once it melts, and then the temperature drops, right?
Hmm.
Then you got to start all over again. So,
Right.
yikes. But it's, I mean, yeah, the schools were out. I mean, because I went to work like probably 2 days last week, probably. It was just insane. But yeah, it's been, you got football and,
Right. And the Lions been doing good
I
here.
know, I know. I
Yeah.
don't know. We might end up playing. I don't know. The Ravens are playing
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Play the Chiefs on Sunday. So I guess if they win, they're moving on. And if Lions win, you guys are moving on. And we'll see who's I don't know. It's it's very exciting, I can tell you that. So
Yeah, because it's been a while since the Lions have gone this far. So yeah, we are very, very excited here in the Detroit metro area, Michigan, period.
I think the
Um,
phrase is what they said, Detroit against everything or everybody. I forget the phrase.
oh, Detroit versus everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, just everyone.
Everybody
I
will
thought
take
that
it
was
everyone.
nice. I like
But
that.
yeah. um,
Yep.
Now, to get into what we are discussing tonight, um, I have really gotten into True Detective season 3.
Okay.
I started watching season 4, which is new, but they only have like they're only 2 episodes in. That's the one with Jodie Foster, and I can't think of
Okay.
I don't know if she's black or if she's native or what, but I can't think of her name. I think it's Kaylee something. Um,
Okay.
So I watched those 2 episodes. It looks promising. It's got like some supernatural elements to it, which I love, love.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the season 4 season.
Okay.
But I started watching season 3 because the True Detective is they have 4 seasons out. Well, almost four. Four is just starting.
Okay.
But each season has a different actors and it's a different storyline.
Oh, okay.
I think the first season had Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson as detectives. I'm not sure who was in the second season, but the third season I've really gotten into is one black detective, one white detective,
Okay.
and they are. I think this came out maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but
Mhm.
they are investigate. Is what I love too is I love historical stuff, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love period pieces. So it starts out in 1980, my era, so I love that it do.
Yeah.
And then it's like different timelines.
Mhm. Okay.
1980, then it goes to 1990, and then when they're old men,
Oh, wow.
2005.
Okay.
So basically, I think it's more about the black detective and um, how the case of these two missing little kids um, that they weren't able to solve or bring the kids back home.
Okay.
Um, how it affects his life, affects his job, affects his marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But both actors did a very good job, and I usually don't like a lot of like dual timelines. I really don't
Yeah.
like it when I'm reading it, but they did it very well
Okay.
um, as far as um, as far as with the TV series.
Is,
So I really recommend it for anybody who likes like police procedurals. This was done very well. If you like period pieces, you'll love when they go back to the 1980s or 1990s. Um,
is Mahershala?
yeah, I could not think of his name. Thank you. Yes.
I don't know his last name, but I know it's Mahershala. It's the first one.
Yes, and
Okay.
very. It was done very well. I was very
Okay.
engrossed in it.
All right.
Um, and I read a lot of police procedurals too, so I watch them and I read them, so it was right up my alley.
You.
And that's on HBO for anybody who wants to know.
Uh,
And again, it's called True Detective, and this was season 3 that I'm that's talking about now. Another one that I have been that I binged, and I actually heard about this from the Karen Hunter show. She was talking on Friday. She talks about things that she's watching, and she was talking. She was just raving about this. So I binged it, and man, because I really got into it, so that's why I binged because I couldn't stop watching it. But it's called Top Boy on Netflix.
okay.
Oh, and let me bring up the flyer first for True Detective. Anybody that's watching, so you can see what we're talking about. And that's the actor, the black actor that's on the series. Um, I wrote down both of their names, but of course I don't see it where I wrote it. um, yeah, I don't see
What
it.
the other detective?
Huh?
The other detective?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
I had wrote down both of their names, but I don't see the list that I had.
Okay.
So I apologize for that. But very good, and I highly recommend it. The other one, Top Boy, that I'm talking about, is on the screen now. There are, I believe, it's 2 seasons,
Okay.
um, and that one is a drama that takes place in London, in the housing estates. They call them housing estates, and that's what I love too, is getting the different slang and lingo from the streets of London, as opposed to here in the states.
Yeah.
Um, and it takes the viewers into the housing estates of London, of East London, and then there's tension between the drug gang that operates as basically two that are uh, battling each other, basically.
Okay.
But it's even deeper than that because it goes into the relationships between the ones that the members of the gang, and they also go into like their personal lives. It was done very well. Um, you know how street lingo here in the urban areas, they may say "What's up, my nigga" or something like that.
Yeah.
There they say "What's up, fam."
Oh, okay.
So they call it fam, but still, the same.
Yeah.
Um, so it was interesting seeing the different, like I said, hearing the different lingo, and very good story, done very well. So I highly recommend that as well. I believe both seasons are out on Netflix now and are complete. My other one that I really enjoyed is on Hulu,
Okay.
and that one is called Saint X. This one was so it's a psychological thriller, and really had me so enthralled. I'm like, I just couldn't get enough of it, and it reminded me of it's about a young woman's mysterious death during a Caribbean vacation with she's a teenager with um, her adolescent sister and her parents.
Mhm.
And that one is another one that does, it goes between the present and back in time to when everything happened. And I believe they were in Aruba. And it talks about it. You see the traumatic ripple effect that happens from that one incident, and then it's like also a mystery because you're trying to figure out what happened to her.
Oh yeah.
Um, done very very well. Another one. If you like mysteries, if you like psychological thrillers, you will love it.
Okay.
One of my others that I have is, and again, I love period pieces. So this one is The Gilded Age on HBO or Max if you're streaming. And this basically is about some of the first families of the rich families, basically, um, from the Gilded Age, the turn of the century in
Okay.
America. And it's really interesting just to see classism and
Yeah.
especially back then how it played so much of a role.
Mhm.
Um,
And still happening.
yes, yes.
Okay.
We we get a glimpse into the life of like the Astors, which was one of the wealthiest families back then, and other families. And then we also get a glimpse of uh, a black female who wants to be a writer. So it's all about trying to get into some of the papers. And when they read, she sends them in these big papers, and when they read it, they're interested. But then when she comes,
And like, whoa.
yes, like you couldn't have written
Mm-mm.
that. What your color? You couldn't have written. Um,
That's
so
funny.
very very good, very well acted. Um, and if like I said, if you are interested in that period, it's done very well, and you will enjoy it. Um, Another one that I love is The House of Dragon. It's a prequel to the Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was done. I love it. I love that whole world, and then I'm
That's
into like all the fantasy and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so it was interesting seeing the world prior to what we saw with the original Game of Thrones that was
Mhm.
on HBO. And I'm looking forward to the continuation of it when it comes out.
Whenever that is.
Yes,
Lord, mercy. Because
yes.
when did that come out? Like, what
I'm
came
not sure. I know they've been showing like
It
the
was,
trailers for it on
it was,
HBO when I'm watching something else that'll come.
wasn't it like 22? It was not last year.
It wasn't.
It was
I don't
not
know. Oh no,
22.
it might have been around. Yep, 22. Yep.
Yeah, it was definitely. Yeah,
Mhm.
they need to get on it.
And then you remember too, they had the strike and stuff. So I don't know if that
Oh,
delayed.
right. They did. They did.
So I don't know if that delayed things. But that's one that I'm looking forward to. Um, Another one that I've been watching is Lawman Bass Reeves on
Mhm.
Paramount Plus. I haven't finished it yet, but I am enjoying it. And for those who don't know, Bass Reeves was the first black deputy marshal here in the United States, and it's all about his achievements as a lawman and the stuff that he encountered as far as being a black lawman in that time. And they also show his home life, so that's interesting.
Mhm.
And again, very well acted. So I do recommend that. Again, it's on Paramount Plus.
I got a couple comments in there.
Yeah.
We got a couple
Okay, let me go.
folks.
Hi, Antoinette. Thank you for joining us.
Antoinette
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for joining us.
and Lisa.
Um, Antoinette is asking, did we watch Black Cake? I haven't watched that yet.
No.
But I have been hearing a lot about it, and I think I held off too because I was trying to decide if I wanted to read the book first. So I think that's another reason I held off. I was telling Katina that I was really got into this show on Netflix recently. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Oh man, I'll think of it. But anyway, then I found out it's a book. So I said, well, let me stop watching right quick so I can read. Because it's a Corbin, I think his name is Corbin Harlan, and he writes a lot of like thriller and mystery type psychological thrillers.
Mhm.
And he has a show on Netflix, and that's the one I'm talking about. And I have a hard time if I watch the series or a movie first, getting into the books. I usually like reading the books first and then watching the series or the movies. So that's on my list, Antoinette, Black Cake. And
That's
have you watched it? And if you have, did you enjoy it? Let us know in the comments.
is that Charmaine Wilkerson? Is that the author?
Um, I'm not sure. Can't remember.
I see a couple versions in here, so I was curious. That was it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it said it's now Hulu
yeah,
original
that's it. Yeah,
series, so that has to be the one.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Hmm. Another one
Get that.
that I think this one is in theaters is Origin by
Mm-hmm.
Ava can't
Ava
remember.
DuVernay.
Yeah, Duvernay.
Mm-hmm.
And that one also was the book. She took it from she adapted it from a book.
Okay.
So that's another one that I'm interested in reading and seeing.
Origin.
So let's get into yours. Where have you been binging, or what do you consider binge worthy?
I crawl back into the archives with these. Because they're the ones that you just you know everything,
Right.
seen it like 30 times, and yet you still like, what's gonna happen? So and I,
You know what? I do that a lot too. Even with the horror stuff, I watch it over and over and over.
over and over, you still like, shh, be quiet. The scene's coming up.
Right, right.
A million times. But I fall back on my first one I had was Scandal.
That used to be my show. That used to be my show.
My husband and I, we
Oh, that's True Blood. Where's Scandal?
Scandal. My husband and I, the okay, so we came in the middle of like season, like 'cause I think there were 7 seasons. We came in the middle of like maybe like 5.
Oh, okay. So you came in late.
So we were like, we're not gonna watch it. So we went to, what was it then? I think it was Was it Netflix? It was one of those things. I can't remember where we went to see it, and we binged like a whole weekend. We
Okay.
literally just watched TV for 2 days. And we watched the whole thing. Olivia Pope, the president, all that.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
did a very good job with that series. I stopped I don't know if I watched the last season.
I did. It changed a little. Sometimes I don't know. Shonda Rhimes does her thing
Mm-hmm.
uh, still, but it got a little. I don't know. I guess.
It lost something, yeah, because I stopped watching it after the yeah.
But you know how you just feel like you have to stay with it. It's like a boyfriend that sucks, but you still got to stay with him. So we, so we just kind of. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was just
Right.
different. And it had a nice way they tied it up, nicely. But I was so drawn to just. I know there was an issue with the whole side chick thing.
And that was a big issue in the beginning.
It was.
'Cause I found myself rooting for her and the president. I'm like,
I know.
rooting for, but they made it the way she made the wife.
Right.
Then you didn't like her in the beginning, so so it was okay to root for Olivia and I can't think of
Right.
his name.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that means that she probably did a good job with the characters.
yes,
If you were
yes.
doing that, because usually the other woman is like, "What do you mean? You're trying to say this?" It's like, no, she's all right. She's all right.
And then
But
I
that,
love like the political intrigue and all of that because I read that too. I read a lot of political like
yeah.
romance and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
Antoinette, she answered our question. She said she does want to see Origins too, and she's and reading the book Case, right? Because that's what it's based off of. Is
Oh,
it
it's
Case or Cass? How do you pronounce it? Is it Cass? Cass.
Cass Black. Which one?
Like
Origin.
a Cass system.
Origins is based off of Cass.
Yeah.
Ew,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah. Because everybody was saying, how can you adapt that? Because the book was so
Hmm.
what's the word I'm looking for? Complicated, I guess, or
Okay.
but I haven't seen it, but I heard that she did a great job.
Okay. Probably.
Um,
Yeah. And I
right.
seen reviews. It seemed like the book itself got like 4.5 stars. So
Okay. Because I know, like in another group, reading group, uh, Black Girls Read Too, I believe I saw it in.
mhm.
A lot of the members in that group have read it, and they were talking about it. So it's on my list to read, and I'm definitely gonna read it before I see Origin.
Oh yeah, for
Hmm.
sure. But it's out there, so you can't be contrary to that. The book god somewhere would frown upon that.
Right, right, right.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, but Scandal is definitely one of mine. I think it ended like 2018, but people are still talking about it because Shaquille
because
O'Neal.
they started rerunning it, right?
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal was actually on the Jennifer Hudson show, and there was something going around about him DMing Kerry Washington, and trying to make it seem like he was trying to like approach her. He said that he just watched Scandal, like the
Okay.
whole thing, all 7 seasons, and he just wanted to congratulate her on her body of work. He said, "That's all I wanted to do," and everybody was,
Saying that it made it into a whole issue, huh?
"Yeah,
She
okay,
did a great job in that role. She does a great job in all her roles, though.
everything,
She's very versatile. So
everything,
yeah,
everything."
everything I've seen her in, I've enjoyed. I've really, and this is something that's been out there. But since we're talking about it,
Yeah.
what is it called? Fires on Hulu. Her and Reese Witherspoon.
Oh
Great,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
great, great job. But I want to read the book too. I can't think of it. It's fire something.
It's fire, little fires everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I know that's been out a while, but since we were talking about that, I had to mention that because they did an excellent job on that as
yes,
well.
yeah.
So if you haven't seen that, that's on Hulu, and it is also based on a book. So if you are in the book world, you may want to check out the book as well. One of mine that I forgot to mention, and I don't know how because this is like my all-time favorite books, is Outlander,
Ah,
and they also have an Outlander series on Stars. They're in their final season. They're on a whole hiatus right before the strike, so we're
mhm.
just waiting for the next part, which is going to be the final one. So if you love like time travel romance, period pieces, um, just really, really
Yeah.
love as far as soulmates, you'll love the book and you'll love the series. I highly recommend both. I'm partial to the books, but that's probably because I read the books first. But I also love the series. It was well done. And again, that's on Stars. I have forgot to mention that. So,
That's
all
fun.
right. And I got so many people watching it and reading it. for the first time. My aunts, they loved it. I had got them into the series. They didn't read the books, but they got into the series.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
And
that was good. Well, that is that I was supposed to start that too.
right. But I told you that you should check out the book first because
Oh,
I think,
absolutely.
yeah,
I can't do it any other way. I
yeah.
cannot do it any other way.
You
Just
know, you will love it regardless, but it is a lot more to it in the to the books.
hmm
Um and so what was your other binge
I
worthy?
had another oldie, True Blood.
I used to crave True Blood. Oh my goodness. I
This
used to
had to
watch
be
it
like
so
what,
much.
2014? Jeez, this was a long, 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 long time ago. And I think it was like 7 seasons for them too. Um, but yeah, but they had just, and I
I
forget what
keep putting up the wrong thing because you can't. It's hard for me to see the cover.
channel.
That's it right there, True Blood.
That's True Blood. Yeah, and that was, I forget to say her name, Anna Pinkwan or Paquin or something.
Yes,
She was like Suki. I always
yes.
thought that was so
Tiki
funny. That
Snack
was a
House.
white girl named Suki. It just it
Yeah,
just cracked me up.
and I tried. I think I mentioned to you that I tried before we came on that I read a couple of the. I don't know if I read a couple. If I just read the first, but I
Yeah,
didn't get into it, and I think it's because I had watched the series first.
I
Um,
think for me, same for me. I didn't, at that point. I didn't even go back and do it
hmm.
like now. I mean, because it's so much to that. But I like it. Like I said, I've always like vampire dragon,
Right, me too.
whole world. That's always been something I can definitely dive into.
Yes, most
They had
definitely.
great characters. They had, oh my gosh, like a lot of people that were on that series, they went into do great things, with their
Right,
careers. Because I think it was with that the Rutina Wesley. She was on there. I think she was her best friend or something. Suki's best friend. I can't remember.
right. The one that's on now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
But it's vampire living, and the funny thing is everybody knows they're vampires. So
Yeah, and I've read a few books like that where um the humans, the human race knows about the vampires and or the paranormal as far as like the shifters and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I like both. I like both versions. I like it when they keep secret where they don't know, and I like when they do, as long as it's done, done well.
Right. Long as
Yeah.
it's done well. That's the big part. It's got to be done
Right.
well. Because it's just, and that's so far. So I haven't found, it's been a couple. Only ones that I've read that were just like, what is this? But but other than that, the most of them that I've read have been pretty on point. And, it's paranormal. You have leeway with that. There's no,
Right. You can just come up with your own
right. There's no,
world building, and that's what I love most about those type of books is especially the world building when it's done so well. Another one that I hope eventually gets recognized and gets like on the big screen is by Nalini Singh, the Side Changeling series.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Her world building is excellent. Great character development. It's a great series, and hopefully we'll see that soon as well. Antoinette, she said she just discovered Ambition with Robin's Game. Oh, I
Ambition.
haven't heard of that. What is that on Antoinette? What network is that?
Oh, and the True Blood is still on Hulu, I think, in Amazon Prime. If you ever,
Okay,
and I think Scandal as well was on both those things.
okay.
Then I had Twilight, vampires again. Uh, oh, she
Oh,
said bounce.
it's on Bounce. Okay,
Okay. Is
I
that,
have to look that up. Ambition. Okay.
is that cable? That's right. That's regular. That's that normal cable.
That's like a regular, yeah, cable station. I believe you can get it on They might have a Bounce app as well that you can get it on.
Right. Now we
It's
got
just for
another
like
one.
streaming. Because I have cable, so it comes on there. But
Right, that's where I see it. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I definitely was a big fan of the Twilight, the whole
yes,
all of them, with the vampires and the wolves, trying to live harmoniously together. Well,
hmm
I don't know if they were living harmoniously, but you
but
know,
that is that intense first love.
yeah,
And I actually, when it came, I actually thought I might have been out, not in the demographic that the
uh-huh,
author and stuff was going for, but I actually got into it. I
okay,
read the books and I watched all the movies.
uh-huh,
I love the books even more, of course, a lot more detail. But I love what they did with the movie as far as with the wolves making the how all of the cinematography and all of it was great.
I love how everyone was so passionate about the team Edward and the team.
Right, that was a big thing.
That was
Are
so
you
good.
Team Edward or are you Team Jacob?
Oh, great. I was Team Jacob because I always shoot. I always seem to go for
The
the.
underdog.
I know it's like it's like, well, they got the big house and they jumping in trees. I guess she can win, but I
I
don't.
liked her with Edward though, and
I did.
and I'm partial to vampire stories anyway. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so I think that was why as well.
And I always thought, did he smell? Because he was like a wolf. Because you're free, because every time, like the family, they would be around Jacob, they would be like, I smell like wet dog or something.
Oh yeah, but that's because that was their natural
Yeah.
enemy and stuff like
I
that.
was like,
So,
did he really
um, and
smell?
then Antoinette is saying Roku,
Okay.
extremely Roku.
I think we got that too. But yeah, definitely that Twilight, they're still, sometimes they come on like marathons on the weekends on like cable, but I think they're streaming on like
Yeah,
Peacock.
because it's on cable right now.
Right. You can catch it.
I know it was yesterday. Yeah, where they were doing like a marathon, and it comes on a lot.
Hmm.
Um, and I watch them every so often again. I haven't read the books again because they are, very, very
Oh,
large
gosh.
books.
But it was good though.
They were really good. Yeah.
It was good.
Hmm.
I think, like you said, I like it better than the book. I mean, better than the movie, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Same with what's the other one that everybody was really, really, you either really loved it or really hated it. The oh man, the the book that everybody was reading.
Oh, not that the man with the
The
handcuffs.
billionaire and
I know she's 50 Shades.
50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey. I was one of them read I because I had a we had a physical book club at that time, and
Okay.
half of us loved it, half of us didn't. I loved it. I thought it was excellent, and I was a sucker for that. He was willing to change.
Yeah.
Right. He was willing. Both of them were willing to give a little to be together, and so I love that.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna tell you though, and you might have read it already because you always seem to read everything before.
Hmm. But when I saw the picture, saw the movie, um,
Right.
I think they did a good job for the most part. But
Huh.
I thought it wasn't as good as But just like with the with Outlander, the casting, I had at first had a problem with the casting because she was the author Diana Gabaldon
Hmm.
was very Gabaldon. She was very descriptive about their look in the book.
Okay.
So when I saw who they had cast on Stars, even though now I've gotten used to them,
Hmm.
um, it didn't match the description to me, So I had a hard time, and people really were like, That's not Jamie. That's not Claire. But it was the same thing with 50 Shades. But
Yeah,
now that I've gotten used to them, I can, I can see it a little bit more.
it is, and I felt like because I went to the movies, I was like, it's coming out, we gotta go, and my husband was like, oh, fine, I'll take you, but he had no zero desire, of course, to see it. What'd she say?
Antoinette said she couldn't with 50 Shades of Grey. Said you were one of the ones that couldn't do it. Oh man, but don't you remember Antoinette when it was so much hype about and that's what made the book sell all these millions of copies because people
Mhm.
were so engrossed and so into him with his red room and all of this stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
oh man.
What I didn't get was because at first I thought like the casting was bad, like at first, because Anna, I was like, she's okay. I think I grew into her. It was she was okay. Like
Right.
even the description of the book, like
Right.
she was classically beautiful. Just the kind
Right.
of
She was just a little mousy, I
right,
guess.
little mousy, which is fine. But then they have this Christian Grey who's supposed to be like in this book.
She kept dwelling on how and this guy, he's a good looking guy,
Right.
but and I don't even know just like with and that's the same with Outlander. Jamie is supposed to be like so
Mhm.
gorgeous that
Everybody just stopped
everybody loves him,
moving and
even men
breathing.
turn their heads with him.
No.
And he was supposed to be almost 7 feet tall. So
Right. Right. Right.
so when you that the script, but I understand that when you casting for a movie and stuff, you're not gonna be able to hit maybe everything.
No.
Like trying to but I thought what's his name from Thor?
Yes.
I thought if they had, I'm talking about for Jamie now for Outlander.
Oh,
I
yeah. He
thought if
can
they
make
had
it
put
to me
some blue
too.
contacts in, he would have been perfect because he had the right body type and the looks.
So something similar to, and you probably read it. Something similar to 50 Shades, I believe, was Sylvia Day's.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That's one of my favorite
I tell
series.
you, if they don't make a movie out of
That's one
that,
of my favorite series. She did I was telling everybody about that series.
I
Um,
still go
I
back
was
to
telling everybody about it. I'm like, she did such an amazing job with that series.
it was what is it?
Love it. Yeah, I'm like, if they
Ava?
can make a book out of the 50 Shades, they definitely need to be doing it out
Yeah.
of what is it?
Crossfire.
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 Crossfire series.
I love that.
Antoinette, yeah, I agree. Addicted by Zane
Oh,
was good as a
woo,
movie.
that
Yeah,
was
it
good.
was.
That was good.
Actually, they did a good job of adapting most of Terry McMillan movies. I think. I mean books.
They really
Um,
did. They really did. Come to think
yeah,
of it, she got a good deal out of that.
yeah.
But yeah, that made me think of it. I was sitting here thinking, like, what's the other one I read that's like kind of like 50 Shades?
Oh, we're gonna have to talk about that. I didn't know you read that series. We got to talk about that.
Yes.
I got my one of my good friends and her daughter reading it years ago,
Uh huh.
and there was and her daughter asked, "Was it did she bite off 50 Shades?" But when we looked it up, her book actually came out first.
Came out first, and and that's in that case they bit off of her,
Right.
and they
And
did
then
it.
too, people have similar ideas all the time. So
Yeah,
she
that's
she
fine.
might because I remember not too long ago somebody had I think it was a black author. She was new. I believe she was a fairly recent author, and she came out with something. And I don't know if it was the name was the same, the title or something, or if it was similar, but
Oh, okay.
it was the same. It was the same as I believe Danielle Steele. Was it
Okay.
Danielle Steele? No, it was what's the other one? The one that writes under Robbie what is her name? I can't think of her name. But anyway, they she thought that she had tips for her, but she didn't realize this was an established author that's been around a long time, and
Right.
she hadn't even heard of the newer author to even have
Right.
yeah. So people just have similar ideas sometimes, that
Yeah.
happens, a lot. Because when my nonprofit when I was setting up the toy drive that we used to do every year.
Uh-huh.
I just happened to look at another one that was doing one, and we had our activities. Everything was like so similar,
Okay.
but mine had already, so but we didn't even really know about each other.
That's
But they
great.
were like similar, so it's just
What happens,
yeah, people come up with the
'cause
same stuff.
everybody, you get, you don't probably realize that what you've heard or read in the past,
Mm-hmm.
you're creating, and then you like, oh, she did write that. So
Because if you think about it, when just us as readers or movie watchers, because we're talking about binge worthy movies and stuff,
yeah,
the storylines and stuff are repeated
aren't they?
over and over again. Somebody just puts like a different spin on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know we're almost close to 8 o'clock. I can skip over. I can. The only one I'm torn. I do like the best man, the final
Yeah,
chapter.
that franchise or you said the final chapter, yeah.
Chapters. This is the one they did on Peacock
Yeah. There it is on the screen for those who are watching.
last year. I'm gonna say no 2022. And it's like after the funeral, and you get to see what's going on now
Mhm.
with
Right.
Lance and the kids and Mia and Harper and everybody, and it's a twist, there's some turns, it's some twists, it's some things I was a little disappointed with because I didn't expect it, but it was like, okay, that's cool. um
Yeah.
it was good though.
I liked it, but I didn't love it.
I didn't, yeah,
I like the originals better, I think.
originals for sure. Those are the, like, my annual cry is Best Man Holiday. So I,
Yeah.
because every
Yeah.
single time.
Yeah, I liked it, but like I said, I didn't love it, that version.
You know what? I didn't like the direction of Lance.
Yeah.
I felt like it was too. It just was like too far from where he was before. Like he was in one, like the honorable. He did cheat on her, right? So in college, whatever, when they were young.
Right, which
Uh,
made her
yeah,
retaliate with what's his face?
yeah. But back once he got himself together, he was like all in, and then it just kind of
Got saved and everything.
what? Then it was like, who is this guy? And but I guess somebody trying to make us a story and make it interesting and everything. I can't remember reading any reviews about how people felt about that, or
Hmm.
how in general how people felt about it.
Right.
A lot of people were watching it. Um, and I just went
Seemed
straight.
like I remember seeing it was like mixed reviews.
I can see that. I
Yeah.
can see that. Um, but I mean, for anybody that has seen the first two movies, I would just recommend it, just for your own sanity of some type of completion. Because
Right.
you know
I mean,
how
it was good to see all of them back together again.
right, and you know how you do with books. Like if you read a whole series and then it's over,
Hmm.
you're sitting there like, so what do I do now?
Right, right. You knew you go into that book hangover. It's the same with a very good series, TV series, or a good
Same.
movie.
And you're sitting there like, I wonder what they're doing. I don't
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
It's a nice to get a little furthering,
Wrap up on the yeah.
even if it wasn't like spectacular. I do like the fact that and I think based on how it ended, or how it ended, there probably will be some more, or season two, maybe. I don't know.
You never know if they think it's going to generate some money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Now, what have you watched any of the uh the new Sex in the City, the one on HBO? I can't think of what it's called now, but
No, I
I
haven't.
watched some of the first season,
I saw the first episode.
and I mean it was okay. It might be better. Now, I haven't watched the second season or anything.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
It just felt a little different than the series that we remember.
Because you can't replicate that. There's no
Yeah,
way you can, care. You can't the the relationships,
right.
and big. Hello.
Yeah, he's going.
I
Yeah,
mean, big was everything.
yeah.
Even though I was torn with Aiden, I was back and forth. I really still don't know who I would have preferred for her. I don't know.
That was the thing too when the series was going strong.
Mhm.
And she
Yeah,
was with Aiden, but
big.
she still wanted big, and and it was, but just being uh, as women, we know that some of us have felt that,
Right. Yeah.
where you still want this one over here, or you still have some feeling for this one over here, but
Hmm.
um,
Um,
and they're like, this is the guy that's the good guy. You should be with this guy.
right, right. And
But
God
it
knows,
turns out that Big was ended up being her soulmate, but it took time for him to grow up
right.
and be
I
the
was
person
sick
that.
of him. He had. I was so sick of him. He made me so.
Yes,
It was like, cause she. I mean, with the whole when the in the movie. Was that the movie? That wasn't a show.
yeah, one of the movies.
The first one. What was the first one? Yeah, the first one with the wedding.
Yeah,
And I was just like, no, he did.
yeah. I wanted to hurt him then. I'm like,
And he was right down the street. Like, come on, you could have came in and said something, but no. And
that
he
was a good
watched
movie too.
her.
They did a great job with that original, the first movie. The second one was good too, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did a good job on
they did
both.
good for both. Cause
Hmm.
I'm mad. Samantha is she a mess. She
And that ensemble,
again.
you want all of them. It does, something is missing when one of them is not there.
No, it
Yeah,
feels different. It does.
yeah,
And I'm sad that she didn't want to partake
yeah,
of that. That was different. I don't know. I mean, you can't win them all, and
yeah.
we see
And
the
you
research.
can't force it, I guess, if they are not really that in real life.
Yeah, things don't add up for them in their real life, then it just doesn't,
Right,
and we just have to deal with it. I'm
mm,
glad that they didn't put a new person in.
right.
I don't know if that would.
Because some shows have done that, and you're like,
Yeah. Mm-mm. What's that? Fresh Prince when they took out.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that was rough because people just it was
Hmm.
nobody. I don't think people really ever just got comfortable with it. It was like, okay, we'll deal with it, but it wasn't like, whoa.
And they
That
used to do that a lot though when they would replace somebody and then they just it wouldn't be mentioned at all. So they wanted you to just go with it like this is the same person.
the same person is.
Like what happened to the other one? Yeah,
But real quick, the ones that I did have was Yellowstone, which is
yeah, that's one of my aunt's favorites. I started watching it. I haven't. I need to just have a time where I can just sit and binge it. But I have watched like the sequels that they've had.
yeah, the
83,
83 and 9 is another one.
1923.
1923. Yeah. And Harrison Ford, I watch anything with Harrison Ford on it, so he had me there. But yeah, I love Beth. She is like my hero. She's like too much, and she's enough. She is everything, and just she's amazing. She comes in guns blazing. If she's on your side, you good. If she not, watch out.
That's his daughter, right? That you're talking about.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Um,
she's no joke.
she's no joke. But that was definitely one of my favorites. And I was kind of mad about the strike, and then there was issue with Kevin Costner,
Right.
him, and I like, dude, why are you messing this up? So I don't know what is going to happen at this point. But it was like 5 seasons. I think the last season ended last year, and we're supposed to be maybe getting more. Hopefully, I don't know, but that is definitely something
Yeah,
I
that's a popular one too, and it's on my.
watch.
I need to just set time to because they've had some marathons on too, where they've gone
All
back.
the time, all the time,
Yeah,
all the time. And it's funny because some shows you watch, like the first episode, and you look like, nah, I'm good. But they got us the first episode, and we just
right.
kept going and going and going, and it just got grittier and like with the different issues that came up and the way that everybody handled, their own issues. I was a little, what's her name? Um, uh, what's the son's wife name? What is her name? She's the Indian woman, and
That yeah, the son, one of the sons on there.
Casey's wife, and she was always like making these demands on him, and it was like I was over her. I might still be, but know I know that he did like some kind of spiritual walk or something in one of there, and it was like some kind of vision where he was with
Hmm.
another woman, and I was like, oh, so we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, that's definitely something I am. So you want me to just jump into the what I like to watch?
Yes,
Cause
I'm going to go backstage for a minute, but I can still hear you.
okay, all right. So let's see what I want to watch, and most of them are coming out this year. I hope, I pray. One of them is uh, Bad Boys 4. And I think everybody's been waiting for that one for a while. Wait a minute, because I think Bad Boys 3 came out a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
It's definitely been a while.
It's because that was the last 2020 is when Bad Boys 3 came out. So, but this is definitely long awaited, and I was curious to see how people would respond just with all the things that were going on with Will Smith and Jada, how every how people would respond to that. But
Oh yeah.
it seems like I don't know. There's people they're still excited about it, which is great. And I'm still a fan of the franchise, so I'll watch it. Hopefully, I hear June this year that it might be coming out to theaters, so I'm definitely going to be trying to catch that for sure. Um, to see where they've all gotten,
Hmm.
especially with the way it ended, the way 3 ended, with all the new people coming in. Um, and so I'm glad they were able to get back together and try to figure that out.
Yeah.
Um, Another one I thought, listen, I'm a fan of Beetlejuice, and I
Oh,
just
I love it too. I love it. I've watched that so many times.
right. I just love it, and I sing the songs like in the bathroom doing something. Listen, I just love it. So I think that is coming out this year too in September, but I can't remember what platform that's going to be under.
Cheryl Monica, who is
Ah,
that's on
yes, sure. Oh, that Monica. Woohoo! She did it for me. But yeah, and I think
Casey's wife is Monica. Okay.
yeah, Casey's wife. And he was so nice. Like I was like, he's so gentle and he was so accommodating and anyway. But yeah, I'm definitely waiting for this Beetlejuice to come out for sure. Bridgerton season 3.
Is that the one that I told you is that the one with the oh no, that the one with the son is the second one, right? I mean the brother.
The first one was the daughter.
Right.
It was Daphne, and that's what Simon. Reggae was in it first. Reggae
Right.
Sean. I forget his last name. He was in the first one. Second one was the brother, the older
Right. Okay,
brother,
that's the one I just watched recently.
Anthony and Kate. I think her name was Kate. So this third one is going to be Colin and Penelope. Now Penelope, I thought was the lady, that
Right.
she's the one that's been writing all the little
Right.
newsletter, but I didn't. So I'm curious to see how that was going to fall because
Because
she's
I love how it ended too with not to give too any spoilers or anything
right.
for those who haven't seen it, but
Hmm.
with the two friends when
Yeah.
she found out. Yeah.
And I really, really want to see her story. I think I forget her name. The friend, the daughter, the Bridgerton daughter.
Oh yeah. I can't think of her name either right now.
I think her story is probably going to be good.
Yeah,
She's,
and I think, and I'm hoping that it ends up being the the guy that
yeah,
she
I know, right? Yeah,
yeah. I
that
don't
was.
know how they would make that work back then, but
I
I
don't
guess
know.
if you have money, you can, they can, you can
Yeah.
have, and they're
But
part of the aristocracy too. But
hmm
that kind of restricts them in who they can be with and all of that.
right, right.
Mhm.
Which is because Queen Charlotte.
Oh, that was so excellent. That was so well done.
I love that. I just wow. It was really good. It was that was probably the best one
Yes,
all of them
most definitely.
by far. Because I mean, you just got all the feels with that, and you understood where the queen was coming from,
Hmm.
where the place, and to see her go from sitting on the throne making these ridiculous requests to people with high hair and stuff.
Right, right,
And then she goes to George and she becomes like a different person.
right.
It was so good. It was so good. And I I just love the way they just you could still feel, that they really loved each other.
Yes, that
Every,
definitely came through. She did a great job,
after
and
all that
and the acting too was superb. Yes.
yeah. And the book, which is funny because I read Queen Charlotte and I think there was a lot more in the book
Hmm.
about George's mom, which was hilarious, by the way. George's mom, uh, because she had never seen a black person before. She never saw one, and so she was asking questions like, "Does it rub off?"
Oh
Like she
my
was trying
goodness.
to rub her skin to,
Oh my goodness.
and I was just like, this is crazy. Like what? But think about the time, the
Yeah, I'm
era.
about to say you have to think about the time that they were in. But even now, people say stuff that's just way
Yeah,
off the wall. But but yeah,
that was good.
back in that time, I can definitely see it
Yeah, and
more.
they were, and they had to make adjustments because they didn't know her color. They had to make adjustments, and that's how they ended up, with a different, I
Mm.
guess, hierarchy or a different, what do you call it? Like a layer of, because what is it? The black community that was like not royalty, but they were like, I forgot what they labeled them, but they were like a little higher in society,
Right.
giving them positions and things like that because of Charlotte. So I thought that was real interesting. I loved Charlotte. Period. She was amazing, as she
So
was.
that's still on my list to actually read the books. I haven't read them yet.
I would definitely read it first. Well, you saw them, but I would still read them because even even with Charlotte, that was
Hmm.
it was different, and I like the book
Right.
way
Right.
better than I like the movie. But yeah, that was definitely that's coming. I definitely want to see it. One you mentioned before, Bass Reeves, is still
Hmm.
on my list. Still,
Yeah, you definitely have to watch that. It's like I said, the acting is very well done.
yeah, yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I haven't finished it yet, but but the episodes that I've seen, I've enjoyed.
Because we like my husband and I. We always end up watching that type of thing because we do the tombstones and we do
Oh yeah,
the
I
wire.
love all that stuff too. I love
Okay.
westerns. Yeah.
all of it. And so that's why, Tombstone came into. But I love. I think I probably get it from my mom because she still watches, like
Big Valley and all of that. Yeah.
Valley.
I do too, and my husband. We
Yeah,
both still watch the Western channels and stuff.
yeah,
Rifleman. Well, I don't think he likes Rifleman as much, but I watch
yeah. Okay,
Rifleman and all of
yeah.
that. Wagon Train. I watch
Wagon
all of
train.
it.
Yep,
But
yep.
my favorite though is the one. What is it? Marshall Dillon. What's Marshall Dillon? What is the name of that Western? I can't think of the name of it right now. Gunsmoke.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. What's that? God, what's his name? Uh, I remember the guy that talks funny on that show that all the time. I think my mother talks about Miss Kitty.
Oh yeah. And Amos, I think his name is Amos or something
It
like
was
that.
Amos. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I still,
Yeah.
'cause like I told you, I love period stuff and I love historical. So even with the stuff I watch, I gear towards that. I'm drawn towards that stuff.
And what's really cool about Shonda when she I guess she brought to life I think it's Julia Quinn. I think is the
Right.
actor.
Hmm.
When she brought those to life, what I look forward to is usually the parties because of the
Oh, they are so, yeah, and so
yeah,
extravagant and so much color, so colorful.
yeah, and you
Yeah.
listen to the music, and
Oh,
I'll be
oh
like,
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, with the modern beats.
I love that, and I
Yeah.
wait for the parties so I can hear who she's playing. I'll be
And
like,
they're walks into the modern beats and stuff. Yeah, I
yep,
love that too.
that was good. So yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, those are that is where I land. At least some of them, because there's so many,
Right,
so many that we could probably name all night and tomorrow.
right. And I'm always trying to discover new stuff so we can discuss when we have some good stuff. And I'm gonna check out what Antoinette
Yeah.
recommended. Ambition. I'm gonna check that out.
Mm-hmm. And the
And,
black cake.
who?
Black cake. Is that what you were
Oh
saying?
yeah, and Black Cake. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I probably hold off on that because I want to read the book. But
Okay.
the caste system, I believe, is that the one that's for caste? No, Black Cake is Black
Oranges,
Cake.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
Origins is for caste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so a lot of good things on. I said I was gonna start since they just finished up Succession. I've been hearing so many people say you have to watch Succession, so I'm gonna try to get into that too when I get a little time.
They won a lot of awards this year.
Hmm.
So there's something going on over there
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's a movie? It's not a series.
It's a series on
Okay.
HBO.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And I believe that they have like 4 seasons. This was their last season.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've heard nothing but good stuff about it. So
Okay.
I'm going to check that out, and
Yay.
we'll let you know when we find some new things to binge because we're going to do this regularly.
Yeah.
Binge worthy, and then just so you know, binge worthy is not just automatically about shows and movies. Even if we have like music that we're binging, as far as on repeat and stuff like that, we'll bring that to you as well, or books or whatever.
Books, whatever. Yeah.
So yeah,
Plenty of those.
plenty
Plenty
of those. Yeah.
of
And we have some exciting stuff coming up for you next month. Some good topics. So please share the broadcast
yeah.
and make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. And so you'll be able to stay updated because, like I said, we have some good things coming up.
Real good
So I want to thank everyone who came out tonight and joined us.
stuff.
Those who couldn't make it, if you're watching the replay, thank you for that as well. And again, please make sure to share the broadcast. Um, Tina, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, I just wanted to say, like you said, thank you to everybody for hanging out with us and
Yes. And
supporting
thank you for being
us,
so engaged. Yes.
engaging with us as we're
Hmm.
navigating uh,
Yes.
this thing that we're so passionate about.
Yes.
And yeah, excited about, energetic about, and we just want to bring you guys some positive things, some good things. You know,
Yes.
talk
Yes.
about water cooler, whatever it is. We're just gonna dive in, bring on some folks to talk. We can talk to, give you some information, and learn some things at the same time.
Hmm.
You just some all good stuff. It's definitely coming.
Yes. And we're also going to be doing like business highlights. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have some good business, small business owners on to
Hmm.
talk about their business. Going to have some inspirational things coming up. We're going to have some talk about music and different decades and stuff like that. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And this is a new podcast for us, so we're just we're getting our feet under us, but please stick with us.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Thank.
right, and have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Good night, guys.